thanks so much for tuning in again today. I'm here with a review on the new Tarte CC cream. This is the Colored Clay Foundcealer 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. So this is a new product out by Tarte. It's exclusively available on QVC through the end of March. But I just got this, have been using it for a few days and wanted to hop on here with a quick review. Tarte is one of my all-time favorite cosmetics brands. I absolutely love their foundations. The Tarte Full Coverage Foundation is one of my all-time favorites. So when I saw that there was this new kind of Foundcealer concept, I knew that I had to try it. I love full coverage foundations. Here's the packaging. This is sort of supposed to be a color correcting foundation and concealer in one. It uses colored clay from the Amazon to sort of do different kind of brightening, cancel out redness, like make your skin not look dull, things like that. So if you want more product information, I'll leave a link below to where you can buy this on QVC. But I'm just gonna go ahead and hop in with my thoughts, some of the pros and the cons. This is also comes with this little double-ended brush. The top here is sort of a buffer brush, and then the other end here is more of a densely packed concealer brush that you can use under your eyes, around your nose, on your chin, and things like that. So I'm going to talk both about the brush and also about the Foundcealer together. And these retail for, I believe, about $35 on QVC. I'm sure once they are available in Ulta and Sephora and things like that, the actual foundation will be closer to $35 or $40 alone. But when you do buy stuff on QVC, they like to throw in like the brushes and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the pros and the cons. So this is a medium to full coverage foundation. It is a matte finish, and it is fairly lightweight, I would say, considering that it is sort of that full coverage Foundcealer type product. I was really impressed that it isn't super heavy on the skin, and I am wearing it today. So if you want to get a feel for the finish and what it looks like, you can see my face here. It is very blendable. It has a very thick consistency. I'll go ahead and just squeeze a little bit this out on my hand. Very similar to the Amazonian Clay foundation. It has that very thick consistency, but it does feel a little bit less creamy than the Amazonian Full Coverage Foundation. And I'm going to do a video about all the Tarte foundations that I have and do a kind of a compare and contrast video, so you know, you guys can get a full breakdown on how this is different than all the other Tarte foundations, because they just seem to continually come out with new great things, and it's becoming a little bit confusing. Well, how are these really different? But I will say, if you like the Tarte Full Coverage Foundation, you will love the Foundcealer. Very similar finish, very similar consistency and thickness, just a little bit more coverage and just a little bit more of a matte finish. So really great coverage and finish, especially for those with normal to oily skin or even combination skin. It's not drying. It's not going to make your face look overly matte or flat or flaky by any means, but it is sort of that full coverage foundation that tends to work really well if you have skin on the oilier side. I did find that this canceled out redness for me really, really well. I wear this in the color light, and this comes, I believe, in like 6 or 7 shades, the typical kind of Tarte shade range. I will say it doesn't come in a variety of undertones. Most of the undertones that I've seen on this are yellow tones. So if you have a very pink undertone, that might be a problem for you, but I found the yellowness of this helped really cancel out redness in my face, so it didn't really personally bother me. But if you go on, you know, TarteCosmetics.com, you can see most of their foundations, they have both neutral, cool, and warm undertones. But if you check this out on QVC, it's a very basic shade range. It's fair, light, light medium, medium, and so goes on the list. Kind of that lightness to darkness level, but less focused on the undertones. So just keep that in mind. As far as the brush is concerned, it's a really great brush. It is duo ended, and it is synthetic, which I love. I think synthetic brushes are the best for applying foundations. This top part is sort of a buffer. It's a dome shape, so this would be for really just blending out the foundation all over your face. And then the other side here is an angled kind of densely packed concealer brush for any areas that you need a little extra coverage, either under the eyes, around the nose, chin, things like that. If you have a lot of freckles, sometimes I use this end just to cover up my freckles because I don't like those to poke through. I will say I prefer a flat top foundation brush, a buffer that is flat topped. So that's just my personal preference. I feel that the flat top works better to blend out really thick foundation products like this. So I tend to reach for a flat top synthetic brush like the Sigma F80, but this is great if you don't have kind of a buffer synthetic foundation brush. This is amazing, and this you could use with powder, you could use it with cheek products, cream. I mean, really the list goes on, so you won't lose out if you get the brush. It's basically free on QVC right now if you get the foundation. As far as the finish, you know, it doesn't really need to be set with a powder. I would say depending on how oily your skin is, you may or may not need to use a powder with this. I felt comfortable not powdering it, but you know, as you get oily throughout the day, you might need to touch up slightly, but it does have a fairly matte finish to the point where you might not need to even powder it, depending on how oily or dry your skin tone is. As far as the cons, I felt like for calling this a Foundcealer, it wasn't quite as full coverage as I expected. I really expected in one layer it would be super full coverage, and honestly it really wasn't. It's really more of a medium full coverage buildable foundation. So depending on how much you apply, you're going to get more coverage the more you apply. So I found myself needing to go in with a second layer in certain areas of my face to get more coverage, which I was a little surprised by just because this is called a Foundcealer. I expected that it would have very full coverage right off the bat. I also found that I really needed a under eye concealer with this. It certainly will work as a concealer in certain areas of your face. If you have blemishes, if you have redness, there's just certain areas, freckles, things like that, hyperpigmentation that you want to cover up. I think that this would work amazingly well for that. But as far as the under eye area goes, I really find that I need some sort of color corrector under my eyes to brighten them up. So whether that be a lighter colored concealer or a pink tone concealer, something just a little bit different than my face color to give them a little bit of extra perkiness and light. For me personally, I would not ever ditch my under eye concealer. And as far as the price, right now this is on QVC with the brush for $35. It comes with 1.35 fluid ounces, which is more than an ounce, which is amazing because most foundations, you know, only come with about an ounce of product. But for Tarte, when you look at the full coverage foundation, you get 1.7 fluid ounces for $35, I believe. So you are getting less product with this than you are with the Tarte full coverage, but also this is more pigmented and has more coverage. So it is probably about the same value, but just keep in mind you are getting less product for about the same amount of money. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on the Tarte Foundcealer. If you have any other questions, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to get back to you. Like I said, I do plan on uploading a video all about the Tarte foundations that I own, sort of how they're different, how they compare to each other. And I know that there is a Tarte Today's Special Value coming up on QVC, I believe, on February 8th. And there is a couple new foundation products that are going to be coming out as part of that kit. So I might wait to do that video until I have those two new products. There's a CC correcting stick, and then there's also like a potted whipped foundation, a liquid foundation. So, but I will be working on that as soon as I get those products to compare with this, the Tarte Full Coverage Foundation, the BB Tinted Primer, and then I have another BB foundation product from them as well that's also available on QVC. So anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. As always, gotta love Tarte, love their foundation products. Very satisfied with this purchase. So if you are a Tarte kind of foundation lover and junkie like I am, I would highly recommend checking it out on QVC before March 31st. Thanks for watching. Bye.